The entire world hates Israel. The tide is turning. The only nation on earth that still gives ironclad support to Israel is the United States of America. And that is because Donald Trump and the rest of the GOP and many Democrats are bootlicking cucks for that AIPAC check. But we have seen multiple aid flotillas being sent to Gaza, and most of these have been put together by that Swedish girl activist Greta Thunberg. And listen, I am only 27 years old, but I have seen Greta Thunberg do more activism throughout her very short life than pretty much any activist I've ever seen in my life. So my hat goes off to Greta Thunberg for being one of the bravest fucking people I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I have the balls to get on a boat and sail to Gaza with the threat of the fucking genocidal Israeli government bombing my shit. But this chick, she's got more balls than me. But the point that the reason why I'm trying to make this video is that I actually have hope now. I actually have hope for the first time in a long time that Israel will fall. Reason being is the Israelis keep on attacking the aid flotillas. They hacked into the radios and started playing Swedish music to fuck with Greta, you know, and be like, hey, we know you're on that boat, Greta. I have video footage of this, don't worry. They dropped flashbang grenades from drones. They dropped itching powder, like literally like a little bomb with itching powder so that everybody get... We're talking about, like, listen, again, let me be very clear. We're talking about Israel, a Nazi apartheid regime that is riddled with literal inferior dog people who fully and unequivocally support the total extermination of the Palestinian people. So if you think that I have a single ounce of empathy or sympathy for those fucking Israeli dogs, you're wrong. I don't give a shit what happens to them. But finally, we have some military intervention. Believe it or not, the Italian and the Spanish Navy have sent warships to guide the SUMUD flotilla to Gaza. Essentially saying, like, essentially putting your dick on the table with a warship and saying, attack the boat, see what the fuck happens. Now, don't get me wrong, this is, you know, the Italian leader, what is her name, something Meloni? She's a fucking fascist cunt. This had nothing to do with her. This had everything to do with the power of unions. See, in Italy, they had these trade unions, and the trade union said, okay, well, here's what's going to happen. If any of the Italian boats in the Gaza aid flotilla, if anybody gets hurt on that aid flotilla, we're going to shut down the entirety of trade into the Italian ports. All of it. No more fucking trade from Italy. We will destroy the economy. Now, here's the thing. Something like that cannot happen in the United States because Donald Trump, our fat orange Führer, is the most anti-union president to ever exist, and the overwhelming majority of these uneducated redneck hick fucking mutts who voted for him, who are in unions, do not support union solidarity. So, real quick, I'll take a tangent. If you're in a union and you voted for Donald Trump, you're a fucking dipshit. Never speak again, you inbred fucking moron. But let's start moving to the news here. Hi, I'm Chris Valenti. Welcome to the Valenti VOD. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. And if you do want to support the channel financially, please do. This is real independent media. I have no fucking funding. I've never had a conversation with an advertiser, a billionaire, a government, any of that shit. So a couple of ways you can help the channel. Hit the thanks button down below. You could donate. You can buy merch like the Democratic Socialist poster. You can use a 40% off discount for Ground News. You can become a member by clicking the join button, and you can become a patron on Patreon. Thank you very much for 105,000 subscribers, but without further ado, let's just dive right in. Gaza aid flotilla set to defy Israel as Italy urges compromise. We're going to start with a little video from this brave fucking chick, Greta Thunberg, who seemingly doesn't age. This is no tea, no shade to you, Greta, but you still look 12. I think you're like 25. You still look 12. I don't know what it is.
I'm not scared of Israel. I'm scared of a world that has seemingly lost all sense of humanity. And what we are doing here is trying to show that there is still some humanity left, that there are still people willing to step up when all other means fail. But this is a last resort. This mission should not have to exist.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free
Palestine! The closer we get to Gaza, the higher is the risk of escalation and more attacks. The last weeks we have seen numerous escalated attacks against our mission that has damaged several boats, where drones have been dropping explosions, chemicals and unidentified objects on and around boats.
You know, it makes me emotional that Israel is so afraid of these people. You know what weapons these people brought on their boat? Food, water, medical gear. That's the weapons. And yet Israel feels so threatened that they have to bomb these boats. That makes me happy, because that means Israel can see the walls closing in on its shithole fucking nation. Israel can see the world turning its back on them. And Israel is starting to realize that they're fucked. You hear that, Israeli chatter? You're fucked. And it's not your fault. It's the fault of your government. It's the fault of your dictator. It's the fault of your Nazi IDF soldiers. If I were you, I would flee Israel.
In a desperate attempt to intimidate us and to silence and scare those who are standing in solidarity with Palestine and to further dehumanize Palestinians.
Yeah, here we go. Italy and Spain have sent Navy ships to escort global SUMUD flotilla. We got some more footage of that coming up. You see this? This is what happens when you have strong union leadership. Hassan Piker said it best: the people united cannot be defeated. We outnumber our leaders 1,000 to 1. You can make demands, but you just need a fucking union. You need union leadership. So, we're gonna move on to this here, which is Israel hacked into the radio on the boat and started playing some music of ABBA or whatever, some Swedish music, and on all the boats. But Greta Thunberg is Swedish, okay? What this is like some psychopathic Israeli said, why don't we let Greta know that we're watching?
We don't know what it was exactly. And right now they're jamming our VHS, as you can hear. We do not.
You hear that? Don't go wasting your emotions. Place all your time on me. That's what that is. That is psychological warfare. Okay, now, also mind you that they jammed the radio, which means if they did get bombed, they wouldn't be able to send out an SOS signal or a Mayday. You know what I'm saying? So that is already a fucking war crime. But let's talk about Italy here. Italy's biggest trade union warns of general strike if Gaza flotilla comes under attack. Quote, "We are ready for general strike if flotilla mission is blocked, if ships are seized," union leader says. Italy's largest trade union, the CGIL, is ready to call a general strike if the humanitarian flotilla to Gaza is blocked or attacked. Its Secretary General, Maurizio Landini, said Friday, quote, "We are ready for a general strike if the flotilla mission is blocked, if the ships are seized, if there is a new attack, because for us, the objective must be to stop the invasion and the Netanyahu government, recognize the Palestinian state, get aid to Gaza, and prevent the genocide that is underway," Landini told reporters, according to the ANSA news agency. The global SUMUD flotilla, made up of about 50 ships, set sail earlier this month, intending to break Israel's blockade and deliver humanitarian aid, particularly medical supplies, to the Gaza Strip, where 2.4 million Palestinians have been under siege for 18 years. Landini criticized the Italian government's stance on the issue, calling it serious. Last week, workers across Italy went on strike following calls from the grassroots trade unions to protest the situation in Gaza, with demonstrations held in several cities, including Genoa, Livorno, Milan, Rome, and Bologna. He also said that CGIL's national and regional secretaries would meet later Friday evening to discuss and monitor the situation. UN investigators recently concluded that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza, where over 65,500 people have been killed since October of 2023. I want to show you what it looks like when Union solidarity actually fucking works.
Italy and Spain are sending warships to assist the international aid flotilla trying to take aid to...
Do you understand how badly I want to see these fucking warships fire and destroy some Israeli ship? Do you understand how fucking badly I want to see that happen? I would love to see I'd love to see NATO versus Israel and watch how quickly those fucking rats fold.
Gaza, after it came under drone attack. The global SUMUD flotilla is using about 50 civilian boats to try and break Israel's naval blockade of Gaza.
You understand that what Israel is trying to do is prevent a drop of aid to go into this bucket. It's like you have like you're dying of thirst and you have an empty bucket and you're begging for water. And Greta Thunberg and this flotilla have a fucking dropper, a water dropper. And they're like, this is all we can carry, but we are doing what we can to bring this water droplet to the thirsty people. And Israel is going out of their fucking way to prevent the water droplet from getting into that bucket, let alone turning on the fucking hose. That's where we're at. So no, I will never have empathy or sympathy for the genocidal apartheid Nazi regime of Israel, led by Satan fucking Yahoo and the rest of his goddamn troglodyte, hypocritical, genocide-air fucks. Fuck Israel.
Many lawyers and activists, including Swedish climate campaigner Greta Thunberg, are on board. An Italian frigate was sent on Wednesday, hours after the global SUMUD flotilla said it was targeted by drones in international waters off Greece. The flotilla blamed Israel for the attack, in which the drones dropped stun grenades and itching powder.
Dude, fucking stun grenades and itching powder. They're dropping like flashbangs and poison ivy on these fucking people for trying to bring food and water to dying civilians, to starving babies.
Hurt.
Y que se respete el derecho de nuestros ciudadanos.
Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez said on Wednesday Spain would be sending a warship in case the Spanish nationals and the others aboard needed assistance or rescue.
Well, we are stressed a little bit.
A Spanish lawmaker, Juan Bordera, is on board the flotilla.
Oh shit, they have a Spanish lawmaker on the boat? Oh, Israel. Go ahead and try it. Let's light this fucking candle, huh? See what the fuck happens. You know how Israel always threatens to nuke Gaza? What if we turn the fucking tables on you?
12 explosions. Some of them were not only with explosives, also with some kind of liquid that is flammable. So, yeah, it has been a crazy nightmare yesterday.
The Israeli Foreign Ministry did not respond directly to accusations.
We have another proposal for the Hamas SUMUD flotilla. If this is not about provocation and serving Hamas, you are welcome to unload any aid you might have at any port in a nearby country outside Israel, from which it could be transferred peacefully to Gaza. Israel will not allow vessels to enter an active combat zone and will not allow the breach of a lawful naval blockade. Is this about aid or about provocation?
No, this is about aid, and it's about the fact that you've murdered over 600,000 people. 90% of them were civilians, you inferior fucking dog people. That's what you are. You're inferior fucking dog people. And this has nothing to do with provocation. This has to do with the fact that for over 60 fucking years, you have been destroying your neighbors. I don't give a shit about your struggles. I don't give a fuck about any problem you have. You have murdered millions in a place where you shouldn't even fucking be. You should have never fucking been there in the first place. Tell me why every single fucking original Israeli had a Palestinian passport. Tell me why every Jew that was fleeing Nazi Germany and went to England was given a Palestinian passport, not an Israeli passport, because Israel didn't fucking exist, and it shouldn't.
accusations it sent the drones.
You know that
It
Greece sent one of their ships, but the fucking Greeks, they were trying to redirect the flotilla into an Israeli port. The fucking, like, what do you got, Mossad embedded in Greek politics, you stupid fucks? Go eat a hero.
Tweeted an invitation for the flotilla to drop humanitarian aid at an Israeli port, leaving it to Israeli authorities to take it to Gaza. Israel has accused the flotilla activists of complicity with the Hamas militant group. Italian Defence Minister Guido Crosetto said on Thursday Italy couldn't guarantee the safety of Italian citizens in other countries' territorial waters. Italy also urged the activists not to break the Israeli blockade and instead to hand over their aid supplies so they could be distributed by the local Catholic Church in Gaza. The flotilla came under drone attack twice earlier this month, while at port in Tunisian waters.
So it got attacked while in Tunisia. So Israel is allowed to attack the boats in international waters, but Italy, Greece, and Spain, they're not willing to defend the boats in Israeli waters. Okay, so you're just a baby back fucking bitch. You're just a pussy. But at the end of the day, this is still a good sign. Deep breath in, deep breath out. The fact that any nation is willing to send warships towards Israel to defend this is a good sign. The fact that Netanyahu had to come to the United Nations and give a speech in English where 90% of the audience stood up and fucking left, and he did look shook by that. The fact that he has to come here and try and plead his case is all a good sign. It is a sign that the tide is turning and the average person is starting to realize that Israel is an inferior nation that practices apartheid. It is a Nazi regime and it has a fascist genocide heir as their dictator who is willing to rape and murder his way through the entirety of the Middle East in order to create greater Israel. Jordan, you're not safe. Iraq, you're not safe. Syria, you're not safe. Lebanon, you're not safe. Yemen, you're not safe. Hey, Egypt in Africa, you're not safe. Do you understand what you're up against? You are up against a nation that does not consider you to be people. And they may or may not have nuclear weapons. The answer is they do. They got like 44 of them. Anyway, it's Saturday. I'm gonna jive. I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna try to relax. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Don't forget to try and take a break from the news because, you know, even if you take a break, everything's still gonna happen. You can come back to it. I love you. Do me one last favor. Click that video over there. It's a banger, and I know bangers.